You can eat enough for an entire lifetime and still run out of vitality, because what slowly destroys you is not disease, but meals that have lost their life. When the biological flame gradually goes out, the body is merely surviving, no longer truly living. My name is Ethan Marshall. I am a 60-year-old physician from the United States, with more than 30 years working in the field of health. And there is one truth that may make you uncomfortable. Many of us are eating the right way every single day, yet quietly losing our life force without even realizing it. We grew up believing that eating cooked food and drinking boiled water symbolize safety, civilization, and progress. But have you ever asked yourself why the more modern life becomes, the more complete our diets appear, the more exhausted people feel, the faster they age, and the more chronic health problems they carry? Before I continue, if you care about natural health, root cause healing, and truly understanding what your body needs, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it to support us in creating honest, meaningful, and in-depth content for the community. Returning to the core issue, for many decades the slogan, "Eat cooked food, drink boiled water," has become a nearly unquestionable standard. It helped people avoid many infection risks during times when sanitation was poor. The problem is that as society progressed, we kept this principle as an absolute truth and forgot to ask a critical question. Was the human body truly designed to thrive on foods that have been completely altered by heat? I have met many patients in their 50s, 60s, even 70s who eat 3 meals a day, meet all recommended nutritional guidelines, yet live in a prolonged state of fatigue, mental heaviness, and wake up in the morning already feeling as if they had done hard labor. When examined more closely, the common factor was not how much they ate, but the nature of the food they were putting into their bodies. We have grown accustomed to thinking that health problems come from bacteria, genetics, or aging. Very few people stop to ask a simple but fundamental question. Is the food I am eating still a living entity? Or has it become dead matter before it even enters my body? Through prolonged cooking, boiling, frying, and sautéing, food loses its natural structure. The body, instead of being nourished, must strain to process, digest, and eliminate it. This does not cause immediate illness, but it creates a low-grade, persistent fatigue that lasts for years, which we often mistake for normal aging. I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, every day you eat conscientiously, but does living in your body actually feel light and energized? And now, I want to hear from you. Please choose and comment below. A. I believe fatigue is unavoidable as we get older. Or B. I am beginning to suspect that something fundamental in the way I eat is not right. At the heart of the problem lies how the flame of life in food is extinguished during the way humans process and prepare it. Raw food in its natural state is not merely a collection of vitamins, minerals, or fiber. It also carries active enzymes and biological energy formed from sunlight, soil, water, and air. When food is cooked at high temperatures, especially for extended periods, these enzymes are almost completely destroyed, living structures are distorted, and biological energy no longer exists in a form the body can directly receive. From a natural physiological perspective, food then ceases to function as nourishment and becomes inert matter that the body must expend energy to process, break down, and eliminate. This shift does not cause immediate damage, but it gradually weakens the digestive and metabolic systems over time. When enzymes in food are no longer present, the body must mobilize its own endogenous enzymes to compensate, increasing the burden on glands and related organs. Digestion therefore becomes less efficient, more prone to fermentation and putrefaction in the intestines, especially in the colon. The byproducts of this process form mucus and waste, which gradually accumulate in the intestinal tract and tissues, obstructing the normal flow of nutrients and energy. At the cellular level, the lack of living energy slows regeneration, while waste that is not fully eliminated creates an environment conducive to functional decline. What is notable is that the extinguishing of the flame of life does not happen suddenly, but silently, over many years or even decades, making it difficult for people to recognize the direct connection between food preparation and their current state of health. Early signs are often vague, such as reduced stamina, heaviness after meals, and diminished mental clarity, and only in middle or older age do these signs become clearly expressed as chronic fatigue and overall loss of vitality. At that point, the cause is often attributed to age, while the true root lies in the body having operated for a long time on an increasingly impoverished energy source. This gradual loss of the original vitality in food lays the foundation for prolonged weakness, turning meals that were designed to sustain life into a factor that slowly drains human life energy. The physiological and energetic consequences of consuming food that has lost its vitality are most clearly seen in how the body must allocate and expend energy to maintain basic functions. Under ideal conditions, energy derived from food is prioritized for regeneration, cellular repair, and maintaining the stability of the nervous and endocrine systems. However, when food no longer supports natural digestion, most daily energy is forced into the task of processing and breaking down difficult-to-digest matter. Over time, this increases pressure on the digestive system, particularly the pancreas and excretory organs, leading to a gradual decline in metabolic efficiency. When exogenous enzymes from food are absent, the body must rely entirely on endogenous enzymes, which are limited and require time to regenerate. Continuous enzyme mobilization over long periods depletes biological reserves, slowing biochemical reaction rates throughout the body. At the same time, the colon becomes a critical bottleneck as byproducts of incomplete digestion accumulate over long periods, forming layers of residue that adhere to the intestinal walls and connective tissues. This accumulation not only interferes with nutrient absorption, but also affects the enteric nervous system, disrupting natural elimination rhythms. At the energetic level, this condition manifests as a reduction in the flow of vitality throughout the body, causing organs to function in a less efficient state. Clinical manifestations are typically not acute but appear quietly, including persistent fatigue, reduced physical endurance, impaired concentration, and a generalized sense of heaviness. A defining characteristic of these symptoms is that they are not accompanied by clear abnormalities in standard medical tests, leading the cause to be overlooked or attributed to natural aging. From a holistic physiological perspective, however, this is a direct result of prolonged energy imbalance, in which the body consistently expends more energy than it can replenish. When this state persists for many years, cellular regeneration slows, connective tissues lose elasticity, and the ability to adapt to external stressors declines markedly. This creates a vicious cycle in which declining vitality reduces digestive efficiency, and poor digestion further erodes vitality. This analysis demonstrates that the issue goes beyond surface-level fatigue and reflects a deeper shift in how the body uses and distributes energy, laying the groundwork for long-term functional decline. The proposed solution does not aim to abruptly change eating habits, but rather focuses on restoring the body's ability to receive and utilize living energy through food in its most natural state. When food is consumed raw, its intrinsic enzymes directly participate in digestion, significantly reducing the burden on the digestive system. This allows energy to be conserved rather than excessively spent on food processing and redirected toward repair and regeneration. In this context, the colon plays a pivotal regulatory role, as improved flow of waste and nutrients enhances absorption and elimination efficiency. Observations from natural nutrition practices indicate that raw vegetables and fresh fruits spend less time in the digestive tract, produce less residue, and do not trigger prolonged fermentation. As a result, the internal intestinal environment is gradually cleansed, helping connective tissues reduce stagnation and low-grade inflammation. When digestion becomes lighter, the body enters an energy-conserving state in which self-regulatory and self-repair mechanisms are more actively engaged. This process does not occur quickly and requires gradual adaptation, especially for bodies long accustomed to cooked and processed foods. Therefore, the principle of slow transition is considered essential to ensure safety and sustainability, beginning by adding a portion of raw food to the daily diet. Maintaining simple meal structures and avoiding complex combinations allows the digestive system to adapt without overload. As the body becomes accustomed to the new energy source, improvements often appear at a baseline level, including a lighter feeling after meals, more stable elimination rhythms, and increased overall vitality. From a natural physiological standpoint, this reflects the release of energy from waste processing duties back towards supporting cellular life. This approach does not seek to completely eliminate cooked food, but emphasizes rebalancing by restoring raw food to its primary supportive role within the biological system. Through controlled recharging of living energy, the body gradually regains harmonious function, establishing a foundation for stable, long-term health. The conclusion closes the entire line of reasoning by reaffirming that raw eating is not an extreme or a deprivation, but an upgrade in how humans relate to life itself. When food is kept close to its natural state, the body receives not only nutrients in a chemical sense, but also the original vitality inherently linked to plant life. This is not a rejection of progress, but an adjustment in awareness to better align with human biological design. Rather than increasing quantity or complexity of intake, the focus shifts to the quality of energy food provides. From a natural physiological perspective, prioritizing living foods allows the body to operate in a more harmonious state, where energy is efficiently distributed to maintenance and regeneration, instead of being constantly drained by waste processing. Raw eating in this context does not mean completely eliminating cooked food, but reestablishing the central role of living food within overall nutritional structure. This shift represents an upgrade because it increases energy efficiency, improves the body's adaptability over time, and allows self-regulatory processes to unfold naturally. As baseline vitality is restored, positive effects extend beyond the physical into mental states, expressed as clarity, stability, and a sense of lightness in daily life. It is essential to recognize that sustainable health does not come from eating more or eating more variety in terms of quantity, but from eating closer to life. This approach reconnects humans with a harmonious relationship with nature, where food is no longer a burden on digestion, but a direct support for cellular vitality. Overall, raw eating is understood as an upgrade in living energy, enabling the body to maintain flexibility and stability throughout the aging process, rather than opposing it with compensatory measures. The core message of this conclusion is not meant to persuade emotionally, but through clear biological logic. When the energy input aligns with natural design, the body will self-adjust toward healthier and more sustainable function over time. The journey across all 5 sections reveals a consistent logic. Declining health is not an inevitable consequence of aging, but the result of the body operating for too long on an energy input that has lost its vitality. When food is deeply altered by heat, enzymes and biological energy are no longer present, forcing the body to expend most of its energy on processing rather than regeneration. The cumulative result over time is digestive stagnation, reduced metabolic efficiency, and persistent baseline fatigue. In contrast, restoring fresh living foods to their appropriate role reduces physiological burden, improves energy flow, and activates inherent self-regulatory mechanisms. Raw eating in this context is not a trend or extremism, but an upgrade in awareness of the relationship between humans and life, where energy quality matters more than portion size. The lesson drawn is that the body always retains the capacity to recover when provided conditions aligned with its natural design. Rather than seeking complex solutions, gradually adjusting eating habits toward simplicity, lightness, and closeness to life can create meaningful differences in daily health experience. Practical application can begin with small steps, such as adding fresh raw foods to one meal per day, reducing complex food combinations, and observing the body's response over time. In your view, what matters more for long-term health? Eating enough according to recommendations, or eating closer to life? Please share your thoughts in the comments so others can learn from different perspectives. If you would like to continue exploring this topic more deeply, please fill out the form in the description to receive a Healing Health ebook and subscribe to the channel, like, and share the video to support us in continuing to provide valuable and practical content.